Da-na-na-na-na, 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 my baby.
I think my superpower would be to be super fast, so that way I could get to lots of places in a short amount of time. Wouldn't have to spend a lot of money on tickets to fly overseas and whatnot.
If I could choose a superpower, I would be able to see and feel what other people see and feel, because I believe that, sometimes as humans we fail to express empathy that is so much needed in this world.
I would like to read people's minds because it would be really interesting to see what everybody's thinking at once.
I think if I could choose a superpower, it would be to time travel, because you'd be able to go and relive all your happiest memories again and again.
Flying would be cool. That would be pretty fun. I don't know.
If I could choose a superpower, it'd probably be like shape-shifting, because I'd like to experience what it is to be like different kinds of things, like different animals, different people, to just try things in a different way and see life in like a different sense.
Fly. If I could choose a superpower, I would want to fly because I get to see the world from a different view.
I would choose the power of speed because I could get to places a lot faster than normal, and I could travel the world.
I think the clothes you wear are really important, because no matter how you're feeling in the morning, depending on what you put on, you can put on a happy face through your clothes. Even though maybe you're not reflecting that inside, you can always put on your best face by putting on something happy, or putting on something that makes you comfortable or confident. And I think I would describe my style as kind of classic and, I don't know, a lot of different things.
I don't really know my personal style yet, but I have fun exploring and mixing around with different options to try and find what fits me and what I vibe with. And a lot of it just has to do with finding the clothes that stick out to me and compliment me and kind of go with what I'm feeling.
Clothes are extremely important to me. I love getting dressed in the morning because I think it's the one thing that you can do every day to express how you're feeling, and I would say my style is definitely preppy.
Well, I really like this jacket because it's always like the perfect temperature. So I wear this jacket a lot. It's more comfortable than my blazer. I pick out comfortable clothes. Some people get 20 different shirts. I have 4 shirts and just but they're all comfortable. So
I would say it's important. It's not something I really pride myself off of. It's just where I'm from. It's Los Angeles is a really big place. So there's a lot of different things going on there. I wear a lot of vibrant colors. I think it's just because I don't say outgoing person, but I like to be kind of upbeat. So, yeah.
I'd say my style is different, and then the clothes I wear, I don't really care. I'm matching now, but I usually don't. It's just, if I think I look good in it, I look good in it.
I'd be Thor, because he has lightning and is an absolute beast.
Jon Snow. I think he's a great leader.
If Michelle Obama was a TV or movie character, I'd be her.
If I could be a TV or movie character, I think I'd be Iron Man.
Why?
Because he's always willing to risk his life for the world.
If I could be a TV or movie character, I'd be Iron Man. Lives an awesome lifestyle. That's what I got.
Oh, if I could be a TV or movie character, I'd want to be Hannah Montana because she's the best of both worlds.
Is something doesn't have to be like biological. It could be like, I don't know, something that brings a group of people together in a particular fashion. Like it could be like a sports team, like that could be a family or considered a family. Or it could be just like a regular, like traditional family, like mom, dad, sister, brother.
People who are related by blood, so like mom, dad, and the kids, or in a certain case, it's a different bond that's created over time through adoption or other means.
I'd say what makes a family is like the loyalty, honesty, and like just caring for each other. I think the biggest thing is like putting someone else above your personal needs and understanding that someone else comes first in your life, even though it may not be the best interest for you, but if it's the best for them, you are willing to sacrifice.
The people who make you feel loved and supported and like accepted. And the people you choose, I don't know, because like a lot of people who grow up in rough family lives don't always consider their blood relatives to be the closest people in their lives, which is why family is really defined as somebody, like the people, you know, have your back no matter what, and they're your support system.
Love. Love makes a family.
What makes a family is trust, love, and caring for one another.
I define it as like really sticking to your roots, and I know that necessarily not everybody is born into like a deep culture like I was, but I think culture is kind of just engraving yourself into like, you know, music or food or dancing or clothes, like just being interested, coming from a place of wanting to understand and experience it through other people's, you know, beliefs and ways of life. And I don't think a certain culture is exclusive to anybody, like depending on where you might be born or what kind of life you grew up in, but you know, culture is just something that, you know, you can learn and you can really like absorb if you take a genuine interest.
I think culture is knowledge. It's knowing about other people, other lifestyles, other traditions. It's just knowing, because with knowledge comes respect, with knowledge comes understanding. And so I think that culture is knowing.
Very good. Thank you.
I think culture means that everybody has a place where they feel like they belong and they have a voice.
Culture. I think it's a group of people like-minded and have the same end goal in mind.
Yeah.
My favorite song is probably, I don't know, Redneck by Blake Shelton. That's probably evident that I like country.
No, you know, I like the Beatles. Beatles are pretty good. Tom Petty is too, so is Elton John, so if they're like a genre of music, I guess that.
Jazz is my favorite because it's good in any mood. It can be upbeat or slower, and it helps me study and concentrate.
I like all genres of music. I listen all different types of songs, from like singing songs like Party in the USA, or like chill songs when I'm doing my homework. I don't have a specific.
My favorite genre is probably hip hop. Favorite song? It's not really a new one. I'd say Guatemala by Ray Sremmerd.
My favorite genre of music, I'd say like pop. My dream job, be a professional quarterback. And how has it changed? I realized that I am not good enough to be that.
Like, I like sports, so I want to do something involving sports management, stuff like that. When I was a child, my dream job was to be an accountant, and I just thought of jobs that would make me a lot of money, and someone said accountant, and now I realize that money isn't that important to me, and I'd just rather do things that I'd like to do.
My dream job, I actually read it because I was looking back on like some old, like I just had like note cards from my elementary school, was to play football at Boise State University, only because of their blue field. I think I didn't really know what I wanted at that moment, but now I'm realizing that's probably not what I'm going to be doing in life, and also probably what I don't want to do in life. I also don't think that's really a job, so that's another problem with my dream job, I guess.
When I was a child, I really wanted to be an actor because of, the fame, the popularity, all that. But as I grew up, I kind of realized that the promotion of that superficiality and that consumerist culture isn't something I really wanted. Through studying science and biology specifically, I kind of fell in love with the field of medicine. So I really would love to be a doctor in the future. Because I believe that they do such virtuous work for the world, and they're so necessary in today's modern day.
My dream job was probably being a professional athlete, and it has changed because it's a lot harder than I thought it was.
My dream job as a child was a garbage man. I loved the idea of picking up someone's trash at the end of their street and throwing it in the back of the truck and then getting in and driving off to the next house like I was busy. It's changed now because of like the new, everything new that I've learned over the past, say, 10 years. And it's just expanded my ability to think.
When I was a kid, I used to want to be an artist or like a fashion designer. But like as I got older, I kind of realized that that wasn't a super attainable dream, just because that industry is so cutthroat and it's really hard to be successful in that creative world.
My favorite home-cooked meal is probably jambalaya. My mom makes some pretty good jambalaya. It's really nice.
Oh, favorite home-cooked meal is ribs, because I love meat.
My favorite home-cooked meal is 25-cent ramen. Could do a lot of things with it. Takes about 3 minutes to cook. Make it on the go. It's awesome.
My mom does make a mean pulled pork sandwich.
Probably pasta, because my dad's a really good cook and he's Italian, so he's good at cooking pasta.
My favorite home-cooked meal is from Indonesia. It's called nasi goreng, which basically means fried rice. Whether I'm sick or like I just came home from a sports event, or I'm feeling down or it's my birthday, someone back home will always cook me nasi goreng, and it's so good. And I really miss that when I'm here.
My favorite home-cooked meal is probably meatloaf. Because my mom makes it really well with a good sauce and ketchup.
My favorite home-cooked meal is between salmon and my grandmother's enchiladas.
Always, every holiday, we have this huge family lunch. So all of my grandparents and all the cousins and everybody would come, and we would make nice food, and it's really fun.
My family celebrated holidays growing up by cooking a huge meal. Every one of my brothers and sisters was there, sometimes extended family, and just celebrating as a family.
Growing up, my family celebrated holidays by just being together, and that was all that really mattered. Like, no matter where we were, as long as we were together, it was fun.
I come from a big family, so for holidays we're always all together, and we'll go to like my cousin's house, or they'll all come to our house, and it's always around like a lot of food.
When my family would celebrate holidays, we'd usually come together as like a whole group, extended family also, and we'd bring like a lot of cousins, uncles. A lot of international family would also come over, so we have like a big kind of gathering, and it would usually like it would go on for a while. Yeah.
We've been by ourselves. We don't live near family, so our family would come to us. And when we would go to visit my grandparents in California, they don't do traditional Thanksgiving, they do Mexican Thanksgiving, so we don't have turkey. We do rice, beans, tacos, no turkey on Thanksgiving. The people. I think I especially learned that I moved this year, and home to me has always been Rhode Island, but now home is more defined with whenever you're with your family.
My family is very Catholic, so we would celebrate Christmas very heavily. You know, oftentimes we would travel, but we would always travel either before Christmas or after Christmas. And for the past 6 years, it's been a family tradition that we get the extended family to a retreat house, and we all just celebrate the days from Christmas to New Year's together, seeing as though the faith is very important to our family.
My grandparents were very different on both halves of my family, and so they did very different things working. My grandfather on my father's side worked under President Nixon, and my grandmother and grandfather on my mother's side, my grandfather was just a dentist. That I don't think really transferred all that much to me in what is expected of me working-wise. I think that the expectations for me are to do really what I want to do.
They're teachers, and my parents teach at my old middle school. I think especially like being a teacher, they know how to work with kids, so I'm kind of had like a stricter growing up, but it was like normal for me, whereas like other kids might have not had the same expectations.
So both my dad and his dad, so my grandfather, they were both businessmen in trade. They traded things like resin, plastic, which in turn is really affected by the oil market. That's very much affected my prospects in career, because there's always been the expectation that the men in my family have to be traders, and we have to learn the trade of business as a sort of means of making income. But you know, obviously my parents have become more modernized. They've seen the virtue in medicine, and they truly believe that if I want to pursue that career, they're fine with it.
Both of my grandparents were in the military. My grandmother was a teacher. Both of my grandmothers were teachers. My mom never worked in a corporate job, but she just had a event job on the side. And my dad is in the natural gas industry. They definitely set very high expectations. My dad didn't come from a lot of money, and he was able to get a scholarship to go to college. So they definitely set really high expectations for me, and just being able to pull myself up when I'm not doing well, and being able to figure my own stuff out.
My dad has created his own little business, and my mom is a web designer. So for expectations wise, I think that they just will want me to do whatever I want to do, because that's kind of what they did. Like my dad is working with sailing boats because he loves the ocean stuff, and my mom is big into the web designer. So whatever I want to do, I think they'll support.
My dad is a dentist, and my mom is a science teacher. I don't know, I guess maybe I'm expected to do something sciencey because of that. They really don't really mind. They want me to do what I want to do. I know my dad would like it if I was a dentist, but we'll see.
My grandpa was like a real estate guy. My mom did not work, as I know, and my dad owns like a small company. My parents never really had expectations on me. It was all like self. Like, I don't know, they allowed me to do what I wanted to do.
I live with both of my parents. I would ask my mother if I could go out, I think, because she's the boss, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
I do live with both my parents, and I always ask both of them because they would not be happy if I didn't.
Probably my dad, because he said yes.
Yes, I live with both parents. When I go out, I tend to ask my mom. I ask my mom because she tends to say yes to nearly everything, and my dad is normally more questioning, and I tend to avoid that.
I'd probably ask my dad first, and then he'd tell my mom, oh, she asked me this, and then they would clarify with each other.